I just wanted to introduce you finally to a client of mine, Jodi Winter, who has a studio in the northern beaches of Sydney and has been a personal trainer for a really long time. But, you know, I mean, it's an honor to work with every human being. This human being happens to also be a dual Olympian. So if anything makes you feel normal about slightly losing your motivation, please let this allow you to feel normal, because even apparently dual Olympians lose their motivation at times and their mojo. So I'm going to let Jodi do the majority of the talking, and I'll ask her some questions. And then Jodi, just feel free to say whatever you'd like to say. But
right.
Is there any other background that you want to actually give us about yourself?
My background was mainly sport. So it was rowing. And it was all about sport. Went to school, but it was swimming, water polo, netball, rowing. And I didn't go to uni. I found my feet to become a personal trainer after the Olympics in 2004 and worked it out that I would be a trainer then. But before that, I was unsure of what I would do after rowing. Yeah.
Oh, when you didn't know what you wanted to do when you grew
up?
Yeah,
I had no idea. I was just rowing, and that was all I mean, I studied. I had secretarial background, but no real idea.
Oh, I did
28
that a little bit as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I worked it out. Yes.
Now she's a star and can't fit enough of the clients in. So,
wow.
What was if we go back to before I started working with you, because Jodi's just finished working with me for 90 days. Now she's about to do the next thing, actually. But what was the moment where you said, oh, I just can't put up with this anymore. I've had enough. This has got to change.
Following you on Facebook and watching you for quite a while. And I was just, I don't know, biding time. I was quite unmotivated and bored, and I actually felt too unmotivated to do anything. So I was on Facebook watching Netflix a lot during the day, going to work and running a very busy business, but in between doing no work on the business or even myself. And one of your videos grabbed me when you were like, I think you said, what are you waiting for? Like, what are you waiting for? And so that you I felt like you were talking to me. So I messaged you and just said, what do I have to do to get in touch and talk? And because I was like, I need help. So that was my first point of contact. And then the rest is history. Here we are. Yes. So that's
okay. So there was lots of Netflix being watched on. I guess everybody loses their mojo, don't they?
Yes.
Did you know what you wanted to do?
I did, and I have a few personal things going on that I guess I was focusing on those that were not great for business, and I was not negative, but wallowing in that rather than thinking, oh, what can I change to actually feel better and push the business, which I do love, and working with everyone. So can't remember the question you just asked me.
It doesn't matter. Was there something that you had clarity on the fact that you needed to learn X, Y, Z or something?
Yeah. I had always had a lot of ideas and write them down in a book all the time, because things pop into my head all the time and then they just sit in the book, because then I don't know how to implement them and put them to use. And I always think, oh, maybe I can't do that. And I think I'd like to, but then I didn't know how to do it or have the confidence to go ahead and do it. So that's where you've come into it. And I've started ticking quite a lot of those off, and I'm sure there will be many more to come. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know about the book. You haven't told me about the book.
Oh, the book. I have about 5 books. So I write in heaps of different books depending on where I am. And then I find the books and I reread them and I'm like, oh yeah, forgot about that one. Yeah. So they just sit there unopened and not worked on.
Oh, yeah. Ideas are one thing, implementing things are another. And then trying not to run out of gas while you implement things, because lots of things don't work, but it's still a really good skill to come up with lots of ideas. Actually, I'm sure lots of people can. I have now lost for words now. I'm sure lots of people can feel where you're coming from.
I'm sure, because it happens. I've had business for 13 years, and I've been very much in and out of motivation over the years. Like after 2 or 3 years, I was like, that's it. I'm shutting down, going away, but then you find something gets you going again. You fall in and out of love, that's always affecting you, and all those things. You go up and down, up and down.
We haven't talked about this either. So the business has seen you through a few
part of life
too, has it?
Part of life, you're up, you're down. Yeah, but anyway.
Yeah,
stable right now.
Actually, life happens, as you've seen
life,
in the group anyway. You're lucky.
That's
yours
it.
is one of the calmer lives actually at the moment. Touch wood, hey.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Okay, so did you look at anything else? What were you looking at doing? I always think, the books that you were just talking about, and you were writing lists of things that you wanted to action. Because I know in the past with me as well as you accidentally bring those things towards you. It's kind of so because you chose to learn those things. So had you done much shopping around? Have you looked
I was watching sitting back and watching quite a few business coaches and PT people. I was just watching, and quite a few I didn't like because they were constantly selling and buy this, blah, blah, blah. And that pushes me away. But you were just talking away, and that is why I just reached out to you. So you were like not annoying at all. So, and I felt like you, and you felt like you already kind of knew what was, I don't know, your message was talking to me the whole time. So I hadn't actually reached out until I called you. I have in the past. I've had a coach and I had a chat, but it was way too much focus on marketing and doing all the stuff that I don't do, like not focusing on me and my product and what I can do with that. So I didn't continue because it was way too much about that kind of heavy marketing, kind of only that
marketing.
Only working on getting people like with you. I work on myself a lot and how I can be better, and I don't know, I feel like I've grown a lot, whereas the other one, it was only a couple of sessions and it was very much focused only on target market or going, can't even explain it. Don't know, but it had nothing to do. I felt like it was nothing to do with me and my business, like how I could improve. Which
it's funny, isn't it? I feel the same way. A lot of things
that makes sense.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's disjointed in that you can't explain why, but it just doesn't feel like it's the right thing, because the way I like to look at you guys is that everyone's an individual, just like I would be. I would like to be approached that way as well. We're all individuals. And you as the individual are the driver of the business. So obviously if you're in a bad headspace in any way, shape or form, like your relationships are affected, they affect your business, everything affects you, doesn't it really?
Yeah. So, and you've got to connect with the person, like, I don't know, I think maybe that was lacking. They didn't get me, I didn't get them. So yeah.
It's pretty ungettable, really.
Ungettable. So confusing.
Unforgettable.
Yes.
I start singing, it's all right. So, well, you don't sound like there was any really skepticism there at all, actually. Was there any skepticism or kind of weighing it up feelings that other people might be able to relate to, like before we started?
Before we started, I think everyone would be completely different, depending on where they're at. Like your headspace is, you might think, I'm too busy, I can't take on a coach. But that's where it clears your head if you're busy. You realize after all you're not that busy, it's your head's busy, and you actually start doing real work like that. I think and if you're thinking about growing and wanting to do stuff and you're unsure, my advice is just do it. But no, I had no doubt after talking to you that was the best step, have a chat first, and then you realize how much work I wanted to do but didn't know which way.
Yeah. And the thing is, you guys are work machines as well. Like clearly you can work hard enough to go to the Olympics. Yeah. Clearly you can work hard enough to run a business, and you'll work yourself into the ground. Lots of you get to you by the time you're so physically stressed. Yeah. It's good to be able to give you a little bit of clarity and clearance as well. Yeah. All right. So now that you've done it and you've learned some different things, what's life like?
I have purpose again, actually. The minute I started doing the course, I felt alive again, motivated, and I have purpose to my day rather than watching, I won't say what shows, on Netflix in my breaks. won't mention the names. But I actually, like, my days are planned and I have to assign time off rather than just going, I've got all this time. But anyway, it's yeah, I have purpose in planning, and it's good.
Yes,
now,
I remember actually the
like
other
straight
week.
away. Yeah.
I did tell you to have a break, actually,
Yeah.
didn't we?
And
Like,
that's,
I'm going to do this,
yeah.
I'm going to do this on Sunday. No, just have a day off.
Yeah. That's it. You have so much you want to do now that it's kind of like, oh, I've got to slow down to take it easy at times. So I've completely flipped the other way now that I have so much to do, but it's in a good way.
Yeah, awesome. So from my financial aspect, obviously people want to know if it's worth it. What would you say?
Yes, it is worth it. It's definitely worth it. I mean, things, if you just look at one figure straight up, like, but if it's, you've got to work out, like, for me, what we're doing is setting me up for the rest of my life, like things that I don't want to be a hands-on trainer, be a 60-year-old granny kind of taking people in the park for PT. Like, what we're doing now is it's setting my business up that is going to be less manual and more online, and becoming a public speaker, of course. Anyway, so it's definitely worth it because long term, that's my goal. That's what we're working on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Best money spent.
Keep your eyes peeled for this young lass.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah. Well, we haven't even begun to tap into the fact Australians really just don't like to talk about themselves. So Jodi's never marketed the fact that she's an Olympian at all. I don't know if you can hear me. She's never marketed the fact that she's an Olympian at all, but it's beyond the point. I don't know, maybe recently you've seen, or I'll put the image shot of one of the things that you wrote in the group a few weeks ago about, oh, yes, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars just in the last week. So I know it's not all about the money. At this time of the year, we're making this like quite close to Christmas, this actual video. It is about the money sometimes to people, especially trainers. But actually, you know what? You could share your experience in relation to that. Are you worried about having a slower diary over Christmas this year, Jo?
No. Normally, funny question. Normally, yeah, it drops off a lot at the moment, and I don't have a lot to do, and I start going to the beach and taking it easy. But I do struggle financially in the past, and being self-employed, and I always have 2 weeks off. So you don't get paid because I don't work, so you have to really budget all year for that. But right now, it's huge what's coming in because I've been making plans for the new year and upfront payment and people committing to 6 months of training and things like that I never would have thought of. So yeah, I've got good flow financially. Yeah,
there's some,
and working on things still that I'm doing programs that I wouldn't normally have done. So that is good. Yeah. And I'm really enjoying it. Like, it's great. Yes, obviously the money that is really important, but I'm enjoying keeping people on track at this time of year. Rather, like, some people really are like, they love the contact. I thought I might be annoying, but they're like, no, it's good. Like, I was like, is it too much? And they're like, no, stay in touch. Yeah, keeping them on track. So it's good.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? They love hearing from you. They can't hear it enough. And it's amazing how much, because I have my own coaches for different things as well. So I know how you feel. It just takes all the thought and clarity and stuff away from it for you. You just don't realize how much of a nag it is on your own head. Yeah, you've done an amazing job, like, to last 13 years without really asking for help. So what an endurance athlete you actually are. So
it is the first. My dad's been my mentor so far in the first year. Sit down with Dad. So Dad, but then he's over it. No idea now. Like, no interest. Yeah. So anyway, he helped me along the way. But he had a plumbing business, so that's completely different from what I do. Yeah. So it was a guessing game all the way along, really.
And then it's how much you've had a lot of strength actually to just hang in there. You've got a lot of it figured out. It's just now we get to take you online and do all these other amazing things as well. Well, thank you so much for your time. Do you have anything else to add that you want to
add? Apart from you're awesome. And I've loved the last 90 days, and I look forward to the next 100 days that I've just booked in for to keep growing the business.
Yeah.
So, thank you.
I look forward to it as well. Thank you so much for your time.
My
Take some
pleasure.
awesome to know an awesome. Oh, listen to us. We're a mushy.
Yes.
We've finally got the
My
technology
goodness
to
me.
work. Who knows?
Yeah, I know.
But thank you so much again for your
Yeah.
time, and I will talk to you soon.
Okay.
See you, baby.